This is a very special and very proud moment for all of us to celebrate the construction of a project that was so sorely needed for Lafayette and for Acadiana. It's the Acadiana Load Project, which involved Entergy and Cleco, the Louisiana Energy and Power Authority, SLIMCO, were all engaged in these dialogues on how we can improve the reliability of power here. Because for several years, we were on the brink of having blackouts in the summertime, and blackouts are so disruptive. But the leaders of those companies, and under the special leadership of our Public Service Commissioner, Jimmy Field, who was the person that I went to whenever I realized that we were going to be in a situation that we didn't deal with these kind of matters, that we were going to have some serious problems in Acadiana. And as time wore on, with that actually became more and more apparent. And so I want to thank all of you for coming here. You know, the whole idea of electric power, I just saw a study recently that indicated that customers in the United States are far less tolerant about power outages than ever before. And those of us in the business already know that. They already know the lights are out. It's a bad day in the neighborhood. It's a bad day to have to be able to deal with that. And customers expect the power to be on 100% of the time. And by building projects like this, we not only help to improve the reliability of our system, but we also help to prepare for the growth of this area. This Acadiana area is one of the fastest growing areas in the state. The city of Lafayette is the fastest growing major city in the state of Louisiana. And that prognosis continues. All the economic development projections indicate that we're going to see a lot of growth here. So having this infrastructure here couldn't be any more timely. I'd like to introduce the person that's been a friend of Louisiana, friend of Lafayette, friend of mine for a long time, who has kind of helped us really spearhead this effort. He was the person that brought us together, and at one point, I'm not sure he said these words, but I could almost tell in the tone of his voice, is like, okay, Cleco and Entergy and Lafayette, I'm going to walk out of this room, and when I get back, I expect y'all to have a solution. And all of us felt like he meant business. And so we all sat together and came up with something we all felt we could live with. It all took money on our parts. This is a $193 million project, 90 miles of lines had to be built to accommodate it. So there was certainly a huge undertaking by each company, but it was through the leadership of this one gentleman that I think really brought us to where we are today. So I'm going to introduce to you Louisiana Public Service Commission member Jimmy Field.
Good morning. It is a good morning, and it's great to be here. This would not have happened had it not been for the cooperation of LUS, and it's only fitting that Terry handed the ball off to me because he's the one that called me and said, I need to meet with you. We have a problem growing in Acadiana. And then Entergy and Cleco and SLIMCO and even Sleeka all were involved during the construction because we had some tense moments, as you well aware of, when they were questionable whether reliability could be maintained. Thank goodness it was for the most part, and here today we can assure people reliability in Acadiana is secure, and I'm very, very pleased to have been a part of it. I'd love to tell you that I was a quarterback of this project, but that would not be accurate. I was more like an offensive coordinator. I helped them come up with a game plan, and then when it stalled, we'd have to have some negotiating sessions to make sure we kept everybody on track. Everybody was doing their part timely. But it could not have been done without the cooperation of responsible utilities that truthfully want to serve the public. And that's what happened. As Terry alluded to, reliability is so critical because we're all tied to our computers and to the internet and businesses and homes, and you know, it's a real inconvenience, and it can't be on 100% of the time, but this will ensure that we won't have, just because it's real hot in Acadiana, it won't go down. We've got enough transmission now, and in addition, you know, the utilities can select better where they source their generation, so they can bring in more economical power, and that's going to benefit the ratepayers as well as reliability, because they can make a decision now because they have the option, because the transmission is not congested like it was. So I just want to thank the utilities for making it possible. It took their cooperation. The commission doesn't even have jurisdiction over LUS, but they were as cooperative and in favor of this project as much as anybody. The public's going to benefit, and I look forward to working with you in the future to bring more things to Acadiana and to the state of Louisiana that benefit the public, and everybody gives a little bit, everybody hurts a little bit, but in the long run, this is what's good for Louisiana, and that's what they deserve. Thank you very much. We are celebrating, Jerry, the completion of probably the largest transmission project where multi-utilities were involved in a long, long time in Louisiana's history. And I'm very pleased to have been a part of it because we had Cleco, LUS, Entergy, all involved, as well as the Southwest Power Pool. I'd like to tell you I was a quarterback of this project. I wasn't. I was more like the offensive coordinator, helped them formulate a game plan, but it was their responsibility to carry it out and to take responsibility for the costs that they felt like were fair to their company. And that's always the critical thing. So we had various negotiating sessions, but I want to commend the utilities for doing the right thing, cooperating, and to upgrade the reliability infrastructure in Acadiana for many years to come.
What's involved in this project?
About over 90 miles of transmission lines have been constructed, and also at a cost of $193 million. Now that's allocated different proportions. I think LUS had about $20 million. Cleco had the largest portion, about $120 million. The balance was Entergy's responsibility. But to have them come up and step to the table and say, I will take responsibility, I will construct it, I will coordinate it with you, was simply a tribute to that they really are dedicated to serving their customers. And I hope my leadership added to how important it was to get this project done.
What will this project mean for people?
It will mean that when they flip on a switch, they will have power, even on the hottest days. And it also means economic development can now come to this area without new load being worried about being interrupted or having a brownout or a blackout. So this is what this means: economic development, reliability. Also, it allows say somebody like Cleco to maybe turn down their old unit, test unit, and get power for newer, more environmentally friendly generation. So it's going to be a savings to ratepayers. So that's why it's both reliability and economics, because the LUS Entergy and Cleco can now maybe select the most economic power, whether it's wholesale power or from their own fleet of generation, and they can get it here and get it to the demand.
What has the growth in technology meant for the demand for electricity?
It's as we all know, and we leave our computers on overnight. We're all connected to the internet virtually, and then you have big screen TVs. They all use electricity. So therefore, when you have an interruption, it disrupts not only businesses, but homes. And everybody's on edge. So this goes a long way to securing the reliability for this area.
What's your reaction to everything that you've seen here today?
Everybody is relieved that it's complete, in place for the summer of 2012. That was our goal, that we would have this project completed for the hot months of the summer of 2012, and I am so glad they did it.